kids. Oh, come to our school.
Yeah.
You know, we can get you to the NBA. We can probably give you money, blah, blah, blah. Head coaches claim they don't know, but I don't believe that. The biggest axe went down on Rick Pitino.
Yo, I love how this is like a surprise to people. Like,
yeah,
remember the movie? How long has this been going on? I mean,
decades. Like decades, bro. Like literally.
And now they're just saying something about it.
Now they're saying something because now all of a sudden, hey, we have to look into bettering the black community because there have been a lot of black kids who play basketball who these big college coaches or their assistants or whatever, they come into the neighborhood and they tell these kids, oh, hey, look, we're going to promise you this, we promise you that. And then they end up going to these colleges and a lot of them can't really play.
Yeah.
And they end up not getting half of what
they get. It's a lot of one and dones.
Yeah, and then they come right back to the neighborhood. Now they're too old to be just on the block, so now they're selling drugs and doing whatever anyway.
Yeah.
But now the FBI wants to get involved.
That's pretty serious.
Oh, yeah, the FBI got involved. And what was odd about the whole situation when the story dropped, they had 4 assistants pictured on the thing, all black.
Oh, yeah, of
course. They didn't have any of the coaches pictured. It was
kind
of like silent.
They were all at, too? It was mostly on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Southwest.
Aside from Louisville.
What do you mean, guys? There's no white people doing that.
Yeah, of course
not at all.
I don't know. I seen blue chips.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
But is that a fact?
The whole thing is crazy to me.
I mean, come on, guys.
And it also opened up the box as far as showing how the big shoe companies are the people that actually run college basketball.
Duh.
Because they're the ones that throw they throw all the money at the coaches. And that money trickles right down to the players.
Yeah, there was a storyboard or something that the FBI was showing. So it starts here with the big shoe company. Adidas.
Guys,
then you go into the coaches. Who gets the money? The coaches give the money to the kids and their families, which in turn has the kid go to the school that's sponsored by Adidas.
This thing is just hilarious to me.
Watch Nike come out with that shit later.
You know, we got tornadoes and volcanoes and hurricanes and all this going on.
We'll get to it.
All these things going on, right? And we got Florida telling people they can't have their solar panel on. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucked up.
Like when the problem went down, they're gonna
5
find
years.
them.
It's been 5 years.
So like, this is what's going on. But when a player gets on his knees or whatever the case is, that's when it becomes an issue. You know, years ago when all these people that was dying, and all these people getting away from it, whatever the case is, all these people getting away from doing whatever these deals in the NSC. It didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean anything else. All these other important things going on in people's lives didn't mean nothing. But whenever it's sports, all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow, we should talk about that. If anything, I think it's a crime that even military is a part of NFL. Nobody talk about
the military put that money up to be in the NFL.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think that's rotten. I don't think the military should go ahead and influence people to go ahead and be in the army or whatever. Sports should be sports.
Well, it's propaganda.
It should be separated and all that, and nobody should be worrying about this. It should be like, if we're going to watch this, let's watch this. And I feel like it's getting carried away because no one's focused on the sports.
To me, I kind of disagree. I feel like in order to get change, you got to make people uncomfortable, and everybody's all happy in their little bubble in the sports world. And as soon as you start to disrupt that bubble, then all of a sudden,
that's fine.
People go
it's
crazy.
Not the first
Hold
time.
on, here's the thing.
I don't see how sports.
Because here it is.
I think more of us in politics, more of us in positions that could change the law and actually could. Really,
here's why,
but
here's why they use sports, because sports is one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest.
Stages.
Same thing with. But think about it. If they did the same thing in movies, imagine if at the beginning of every blockbuster film opening, they gave you some type of message like that.
We get breaking news
what I'm saying?
real quick. I'm going to get some breaking news. And I don't know if anybody knows about this yet, but Hugh Hefner died.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep. It's confirmed.
I mean, are we really surprised, though?
I mean, Hugh Hefner's like damn near 100, bro.
Yeah.
He's like
I think he's going to say Hugh Jackman.
Nah, he got to live forever.
He's like
the
biggest legit pimp
ever.
The
happiest guy on the planet.
Yeah, but rest in peace. But it's like, first, you said it like real surprising, but yeah, definitely. What? That's live breaking news right here.
Wow, we just broke the news on Blood
Breaking
Sessions.
news: Hugh Hefner, Playboy star, Playboy founder, is
dead.
At 91.
You know what I'm saying? If he lived that good life or whatnot.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Best life.
Saying
91, bro. 91, legit.
He his 90s.
He's a legit
all
pimp.
day, lived his 90s.
Rest in peace to him.
Definite.
But yeah,
there's a lot of people that own their first nut to that guy.
But I appreciate you.
True story.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you breaking in with that, Alf. That was dope. Right in the middle.
It was only right.
Yeah.
It was brother Latino to break that news.
Yeah, it would be me. Because I was scrolling through my Facebook reports and there's
while we were talking about that, right?
Yeah.
Like, while we were talking about like important social issues, you're like, I was scrolling through Facebook.
That is an important social issue.
Like Serge said, you guys sometimes make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So while we did that, he's like, bang, let's throw this in there.
But yeah, I mean, like I said though. You gotta use the biggest platforms available. Because the thing is, everybody's a sports fan. There's a lot of people that are sports fans, which is why they're doing it in baseball.
Fine.
They're doing it in baseball. They're doing it in they're eventually probably going to do something in basketball.
Oh, you already know.
And the thing is you have to do it. Like I said, I think even if they did it in movies,
fine. Ain't no problem with that. Nobody's saying that. I just think kneeling looks weak. That's all I'm saying.
I'll tell you.
I think protesting is fine, but when I saw those guys after they finished running or whatever in the Olympics, and I wasn't watching it, but when I saw the photo of it about these guys, like, I want to protest.
John Carlos and Tommy Smith.
My man, okay. So they put their fist up in the air, and I don't know how it was planned or whatnot, but I'm saying that was pretty cool. I didn't know anything about black power and this and that, but I'm like, you know what? That's crazy. I don't ever see people do all that. So what's the deal with that? And as I get older, people's like 5 fingers come together. You coming together. When I see one knee down, I think of, Jon Snow, take the knee. No, I see Superman kneel to Zod.
Yeah, but here's why.
I'm not kneeling. I'm gonna put my fist up.
Real quick, this is why.
That's all it's about. It's not even politics,
but this is why you remember that is because usually what do most people do when they stand on a podium and they receive a gold medal? They stand there. Yeah. Anytime that you do something different than the norm, it's gonna get noticed. Because when you go to a sporting event, right before they play anything, they tell you, everybody please rise for the singing of our national anthem. So all of a sudden, if somebody's not rising, you go, well, what the hell? Why is he doing that?
Alfie knows about that.
It's all about attention. That's what that is. That's getting the attention. So you have to ask the question, why? So once they ask him why, then he tells them.
And that's the problem is that a lot of that got lost. Like everybody got lost in the reasons why he was doing it and started focusing on, you shouldn't be protesting, or this is how you should protest.
He's a sports player and blah.
No,
he's supposed to. Why can't he protest? Why can't he do
what they're doing is they're
do?
trying to distract from the actual message, and the message was about the discrepancies and
the cops getting away from shooting a bunch of people.
It was more than that. It's more actually just more on the whole judicial. It's the judicial system as a whole, like the policing system, the unfair sentences that minorities get as opposed to white people get for the same crime. It's like the whole systematic.
That's always been going down.
Yeah.
And it took Trump to make people want to actually stand up and do it because black people been going to prison and all this has been going down. And even in the Clinton administration, more black people in record were in prison. That's why it's amazing to me that people they want to make it seem like, no, this problem's been going down. And I don't mind people protesting. I think it's great. We protest every time we air. So I ain't worrying about that. My thing is, when did it become so cool now? Like when people, Colin, he don't got a job now. He was doing that when we really needed, when he really needed that support. But now a president comes in, now all of a sudden people grew some balls.
Yeah, that's because the way he was acting.
It's because of how he reacted to it.
Hey, and that's fine, but people knew this guy was like that.
Yeah.
Like we been needed
but that
people
don't make
support.
it acceptable.
All right,
I'm not accepting. No, it's not about no president. I'm talking about the issue.
Well, look, this is my thing. I'll say this real quick. When it comes to protesting, I think people nowadays protest the wrong way. Understand this. When you protest something, you're not going to see the change in your lifetime. Understand that.
That's fact.
What you're going to do is you're protesting for the future. And a lot of people seem to think that they can change the minds of 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old people. And you can't do it. They're all set in their ways. They're not going to sit back and be like, have an epiphany. No, you have to talk to the kids. You have to understand that the kids are the future. That's what it is. The kids are the future. So if your protests aren't getting to the kids and you're sitting back Trump's 70-something years old. He's saying exactly what a 70-something-year-old man was going to say. What's he going to change? Think about this. When Jim Crow laws and it was okay to hate black people, he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
Think about that. He's already when it was okay to hate black people. This dude was a teenager.
And he was already grown up.
He was He's a rich white teenager living in a time when it was okay to say, "Oh man, that dude he's way less than me.
Yeah.
He shouldn't even be on my level." So are you really surprised that a 71-year-old man is saying that? You can't be.
No.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
what gets me. My thing is like, yo, for so long, people been around this, and we've protested before, even with the way I like the fist and blah, blah, blah. But look, the problem still happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Every time we have our own thing, we don't support it or whatever the case may be. That's all I'm saying. It's like if we put that same focus, that same attention that we put on all these organizations that end up turning around and doing something else that upset us, imagine what would happen if we spend that attention on our own brands, our own organizations, where it's like, yo, forget all that. I thought it was cool when they said the Panthers created a way for people to get to school and go to work safe or whatnot, and they were walking around with guns because they wanted to feel protected.
Well, here's the thing, too.
And then they got labeled a terrorist organization. And
exactly.
But here's the thing,
so
too.
Now, learn the system.
But
why can't we do that?
Because we still live in a country where there's multiple cultures and races. Like it's easier to say that when there's not somebody else who lives next door to you with different experiences. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it a little bit harder. Now, granted, if we all just moved into this little particular area where it's all black, this little particular area where it's all white. But no, what I'm saying is you have to incorporate other people's experience. If you want to make change, it takes numbers. That's it. It can't be done just by one group. That's why a lot of people fail at that, because they sit there and think they make it a black issue. Get this, the little white teenager that's across the street, his dad is kind of poor. His dad's been taken to jail because they just assume, hey, he's a poor white man, he's white trash. How many times we heard the term white trash?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that kid is actually experiencing the same type of injustice we are, but since we make it a whole black thing, now this kid's like, well, I can't get involved in that.
Yeah.
And that makes it harder to have progress. You have to include people who are experiencing the same experiences you are.
And who's not included? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, first I said the fist. I'm saying fist because it's 5 fingers balled to one. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say anybody had to say it's black power. I said it's a power fist.
Now,
that's it. So it's like, I think it's just the same intention. Like, I hear all that. If people pay attention to my music and all this, I know about these things.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not worrying about that. My thing is symbolism. Because if everything is symbolism, and if people are pushing something that, why would they push something like this? I'm just saying, I just sit back and I like to think. Usually they don't push something that we agree with, that we rock with. Even if it was everybody that agreed with it, I'm sure the media really wouldn't talk about it, because it happens all the time. Something that can help people, they don't talk about it. But for some reason, an image of seeing a man bow his head, a man go down. You know, if somebody died, that's how I remember. But if we're really fighting, I just thought standing up was dope. That's it. I'm not saying, yo.
I get that, but you got to remember too, there's certain actions that represent things along with history.
Cool. We're going to go back and forth, bro, and I get it. So I don't want to lose people from this.
Yeah.
Because it's already going longer than I didn't even want it to go this long, honestly, dog.
Well, the whole thing that is just really set off a lot of people, and this is the main reason that I couldn't fucking stand. I mean, I couldn't already stand the motherfucker, but this really set me off, is that this jackass that's in the White House, I'm not even going to say his fucking name. He reminds me of the freaking
45.
guy from... He reminds me of the guy from fucking Harry Potter. You don't even speak his fucking name.
His name's Donald Trump.
It doesn't matter. Fuck him. Either way, you got all this shit going down.
What is that guy?
Fuck him. Fuck him. Like
45.
I said, fuck that guy. Fuck 45. Fuck the orange-faced little hand bitch ass motherfucker. All this shit's going down. He's taking shots at Steph Curry. He sounds like a fucking girlfriend that knows you're about to break up with her. And so what she does is, no, I'm breaking up with you first. No, bitch. We don't fucking like you. So he takes shots at Steph Curry. Then he goes after the NFL. Well, if you're Neil, you should be fired. He's trying to tell the owners of the team. This is exactly what he did. He said in his little tweets, because he can't fucking say it like a man, he says in his tweets, oh, these guys should be fucking fired.
No, he said that.
Oh, yeah, he did, because he was in Alabama. That's right. He was in Alabama talking shit because he knows he's surrounded by a bunch of racist motherfuckers. So what he does is,
hey, you got to say shit where you're comfortable.
Yeah, where you're comfortable. So what he says is, these owners in the NFL had any balls, they would fire anybody who's kneeling and protesting. First off, bitch, it's
Fire people
America.
for protesting.
Yeah, fire.
Freedom of speech. And this is the guy that's talking about,
He's talking about
you
fire.
Should be able to talk
you
about
should
this
fire
and
your.
that.
But meanwhile, as I come back around, while he's doing all this, motherfuckers in Puerto Rico don't have electricity. Motherfuckers in Puerto Rico don't have water.
Mexicans are dead.
There's
by the way.
no power on this whole island. Did he mention